Hey y'all, thank you for tuning in to Carolina Food Desert. It's March 4th, and it's supposed to be 80 degrees Fahrenheit and sunny today, so I thought it'd be a good day to do a video. I got my rain barrels here, and I got about 20 gallons of rainwater, but I'm not going to need it for quite a while, because it's supposed to rain tomorrow and the next day, and everything's already pretty moist as it is. We got a lot of wildflowers coming up, which is going to be good for the bees. These wildflowers, I planted them last year too, just the generic box mix from like the dollar store. But they come up pretty good. They get 6-8 feet tall. The main thing we're looking at today, we're checking on our organic spinach. We got 2 different varieties of spinach here. You can see we planted this spinach the end of January. Spinach looks good. We're going to use that for pizza. We also got some Alaska peas coming up. Lots of Alaska peas. We're going to stake our Alaska peas up these bamboo poles here. We got some mustard greens coming up. Y'all know mustard greens are my favorite, and they seem to grow a lot more hardy than a lot of the other brassicas. Tolerant to cold, tolerant to a lot of insect damage. We got some more mustard greens coming up here. We got some spinach putting on some true leaves. Some Alaska peas. We're going to stake up this bamboo pole here. So today, so it was going to be nice and sunny, I intended to chop down a lot of these flowering cabbages here. Most of these are mesclun greens, mixed cabbages, and you know, I ate off of them in the winter, made soup out of the leaves, and they were doing good. But, you know, they're all flowering now, so they're not producing a lot of foliage, and the small amount of foliage they do have is probably fairly bitter now. And, you know, I could use these containers to plant some spinach. But come out here today, and I see the bees are just chowing down. And I felt kind of sad for the bees, because I thought, you know, the bees expend a lot of energy probably flying around for miles and miles. And in urban and suburban environments, it might not just be a food desert for me, it might be a food desert for the bees. You know, these bees might have to fly around for quite a while before they find some nice, you know, food. And, you know, I got organic cabbages here. That's brassica pollen they're feeding on, and that's probably pretty nutritious. That's probably a really more nutritious food source than the bees are going to find elsewhere. You know, they're not sprayed with any neonicotinoids or any of that nonsense. So I guess I'm going to leave some of the wild cabbages up. Not really wild, but the mesclun greens mix. Don't really know what type of cabbages are. Most non-heading cabbages, cold tolerant. But I think I'm going to leave up some of these flowering cabbages for the bees. And I'll plant my spinach some other place, I suppose. It's a pretty nice bee right there. Probably not a honey producing kind, but still a pretty good bee. I think I just scared him off. He looked like he was going to sting me for a second. But, yeah, I mean, it's really important that we provide, you know, not only habitat for bees, but, you know, high-quality food sources for bees. And, you know, I got plenty of other stuff I can eat. I got this huge Savoy cabbage here I'm going to chop down and make soup out of pretty soon. And I got all these mustard greens. I got all this cilantro coming up. And here I got some more flowering brassicas and more Savoy cabbage and mustard greens. And over here in the permaculture plot, we got lots of Savoy cabbage. And over here I planted spinach the other day. We got more of that purple stuff I like in salad. I started a shade garden over here. I know it don't look like a shade garden today, but we haven't had sun in about 2 weeks, so I thought it was going to be a shade garden. But it's mainly greens and herbs. As a good rule of thumb, a lot of times you can plant winter greens and herbs that you would normally grow in the winter. You can plant them in the summer as well if you plant them in a shade garden. So this spot's probably going to get sunlight just in the mornings from about, you know, 7 to about, I don't know, 10 or 11 or so. Mainly be a shade garden. Over here I planted blue potatoes and quite a lot of greens, some Alaska peas, and here we got, this is wild, this is one of my favorites. So we got lavender and what else we got in here? Thyme, lots of different herbs, mainly like medicinal herbs. I think some echinacea in here, some flowers. But that is just wild. And when that fills in, you know, I'm proud of this. I spent you know, a good hour working on this project here, but when this all fills in with foliage, it's going to look super cool. But I mainly just wanted to show y'all that the spinach that we planted on the end of January is doing pretty good, and we got lots of other things in the garden to eat. I already saw the first leaves on the blueberry bushes. I saw the first strawberry flower already, and it's only March 4th. And we're going to let the bees enjoy some of these wild cabbage flowers here, and I'll just have to plant my spinach elsewhere.